Hello, happy Earth Day. My name is Stephanie, and today I'm going to teach you how to sketch a dog. First, we will need a pencil or a crayon, even works well too. We will need a few colored pencils, so perhaps blue colored pencils, maybe some red, even just a variety. If you have crayons or just different colors too, feel free to have those handy. And we will need some computer paper. Or if you do have sketch paper too, that works great too. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start off actually by working with just very basic shapes. So when we think of a dog, we have the chest and we have the hips. So we have two basic shapes that form the body of a dog. So I'm gonna go ahead and zoom in and show you just the, again, very basic shapes. And we also have a small oval for the head. So I'll zoom in here. Okay, feel free to pause and trace right against your computer, or feel free just to pause and try to build these basic shapes. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna start out by using our pencil or our color pencil here. We're gonna start by creating just a nice outline, super light with our pencil or color pencil, and sketch our basic shapes. So we have our chest, we have our hips, and we have our head. There's a little point here, which is actually going to be the tip for the nose. And we also have 4 dashes. So 2 that are lower and 2 that are just above. Those will represent our feet. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start by taking our pencil and we're gonna work around the chest and we're gonna scoop and connect over to the hips. And we're gonna move across the top of our wide oval to our smaller oval. And we're gonna basically create just one large shape. That is just that is the body. So real basic. We're gonna move to the head. So we're gonna create a neck by connecting our head to our body. Then we are going to create from the lowest dash that we have here, we're gonna create little triangles. Just like that. Okay. Then we're gonna go ahead and from the very bottom of our triangle, we're gonna create a halfway point. And this triangle is the lowest triangle that we're working on right now. So this one right here. And we're going to create a small oval. Just like that. Then we're gonna go ahead and create a little rectangle over the top of the foot. Okay. And we're gonna go ahead and we're going to connect our skinny oval and our rectangle, and we're just gonna connect them. Get a closer look here. Okay. Now we're gonna outline and so we have one dog leg. Now that we have one, we can do a second. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a skinny rectangle. We're gonna create a nice oval. And we will outline those shapes. So we have 2 legs. Next, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna work on the front of the dog. So for the front of the dog, we're gonna create a line that runs right to the very bottom of our triangle that is right here, so the lower triangle. We're gonna go ahead and create a small angle, just like that. So almost like a triangle, if you were to imagine. And we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna create little oval inside of that. Okay. And we're gonna go ahead, and we're gonna outline our shape, just like that. What I like to do, if this is a lab or a golden retriever, is I do like to create a little dent right at the very bottom of the foot. And it looks like the paw is lifted up a little bit, and it just gives a little bit more realism. It just looks a little bit nicer for the front of the foot. Next, we have our back foot. So the back meaning the front foot, but just behind. So we're gonna go ahead and we have our triangle. We're gonna go ahead and create a small oval just above. And we're gonna outline and connect those, just like that. I'm going to press down just a little bit and make my outlines just a little bit bolder. Okay. And next, I'm going to create a little bit more detail, so a little bit more muscle on the body here. Next, I am going to use this mark right here, and that's going to be the tip of my nose for my dog. So I'm going to go ahead and create just a light line, just like that. I'm going to pull a line straight down and create just a real simple shape there. So that forms more of a snout. And I'm going to create just a little mouth. And I created just a little bit more outline. Our oval and our snout, right where they meet, there's a little mark. That is going to be where the eye is located. Okay. Once we get the eye in, I'm going to create an ear. So the ear is basically just a rectangle just on top of the circle. And I'm going to outline the ear and shade in just a little bit there. Okay. Next, I'm going to outline the back. And then I'm going to create a small tail. And I will make a small, skinny little triangle here. If you take a look. And so that can be used to create fur if it's a golden retriever. Okay. Next, we will go ahead and actually I'm going to add a little bit of fur for the body as well. So there you go. We have our golden retriever. I also want to make a small bandana. So this is a leader dog. So we're going to make a triangle just like that. And I'm going to outline my dog a little bit more and just slowly start adding more detail. Go ahead and get real creative with this. Okay. Next, I'm going to fill in my bandana with a red colored pencil. So the inside of my bandana, I will leave a little bit of white space too. If you take a look at our leader dog bandanas, they have red and blue. Okay. Next, we're going to go ahead and start adding some more detail to our dog. So I'm going to shade in or color in this back foot that's far away from us. So I'm going to fill this in. And I will also fill in the front foot that's further away from us. And I'm going to outline the dog's eye just a little bit more, make it nice and bold. If you do have a crayon or a colored pencil, you will find that the edges are a little bit thicker. And so feel free to get nice and heavy with your pencil. You get real nice bold lines. If you have a pencil, you can get more detail as you go. But today though, I really wanted to show you just the building blocks of the basic shapes of a dog and really just a good structure. So our dog is nice and big and nice and strong. So next, what we're gonna do is we need a ground. So I personally am a big fan of creating little specks of grass. So the trick is basically you press down and then you kind of flick your hand, or you just press and then lift off the paper. So I'm gonna show you this way actually. Better technique to show you. See how my hand moves away from the paper? So you can create grass. So say this dog is outside. And this is how you build a leader dog. Or any dog, your pet dog, basically any small dog would be the same technique as this, but maybe smaller legs, maybe a shorter body. And so feel free to pause at any point in this video. Feel free to even create more dogs. If you take a look here, we have different types of dogs. So we have more of a lab, and we have maybe more of a golden retriever up here. So we have different types of dogs, but this is basically just the 101 basic structure, basic leader dog with its bandana. And feel free, once you get to this stage, add more to this piece if you'd like. You could go ahead and make this a whole backyard. You can make the dog maybe the leader dog is walking the streets of Rochester. Maybe even the leader dog could be in your own house. So feel free to have fun with this, get even more creative, add more, and I look forward to maybe seeing a few of your drawings in our future leader dog emails and so forth. Thank you very much, and I hope you had fun.